Now we're going to work on attaching the magnetic snaps. From the bottom part of your exterior shell, you want to measure 2 inches and measure 4/4 inch from the side, which is the center part. Then go ahead and put a little mark there. Take one of the washer and then you want to line up the hole on the center of the washer with the mark, just like so. Then with your fabric marker, you want to trace the hole on the sides of the washer. So you're gonna end up with a couple of lines on the sides of the mark. Then I'm gonna take my seam ripper and cut through these 2 side lines, and you want to be careful not to overdo it though. Now you want to take your female magnetic snap and then you want to insert the 2 prongs through the holes that we just created. Now you want to take one of the washer and insert that through the prongs, and then with your thumbs you want to push the 2 prongs to the side. You can also use pliers. Now you're going to take the wallet interior piece and we're going to match this to the exterior shell, kind of basting it. So take your fabric clips and secure everything in place, and obviously the wrong side of your lining piece should be touching the wrong side of the exterior shell. And once you've done that, we're going to attach the other magnetic snap to the flap of this wallet. So you're gonna first assess where you're gonna put the magnetic snap. So close the flap, find the point on the lining where it sits right on top of the center hole of the magnetic snap, and then put a little mark there. Then you want to take your washer and again trace the 2 side holes. Then you want to take a couple scraps of interfacing and then fuse that to the back of your lining where you put the mark. Then go ahead and fuse this in place. Then continue on and install the male magnetic snap exactly the same way we did before. Alright, so the last step will be to bind this wallet. So the width of my binding here is 2 1/4 inch. You can also use 2 1/2 inch wide binding, shouldn't be a problem. And the length of your binding should be about 60 inches, or you will need 2 strips of binding. We're going to start off from the center of the bottom of the wallet. So this is going to be the starting point, and then I want to place a pin there. So you want to leave about at least 5 inches tail. Then you want to go ahead and sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. You may want to move your needle all the way to the left and then use the 1/8 of an inch seam allowance gauge instead. This way you will have extra room, especially when you are going through the side panel, because that's gonna be a little tricky to go through. So even an 1/8 of an inch extra room for your presser foot to move will help a lot. So you want to line up the raw edges of your binding and the raw edges of your wallet. You want to stop sewing once you've got 1/4 inch before the edge. Leave your presser foot and then pivot your fabric to the 45-degree angle and then continue stitching. So you're gonna have like angled stitch line, just like so. Then you're going to fold your strip up, forming a 45 degrees fold angle, and then back down, just like shown here. Then you want to go ahead and start sewing again from this point with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Once you start approaching the side panel, this will be a little tricky, but with a little bit of patience you can do this. So you're going to push the side panel and the zipper pocket out of the way, so push it as much as you can to the side. Increase your stitch length. That may gonna make it a lot easier because this part is gonna be very bulky, and you want to make sure that you're using a fresh needle that is sharp, and sometimes you may have to stop and reposition your binding and your fabric. So you want to stop stitching about 3 inches before your starting point and fold one of the end of your strip towards the inside just like so, and then take the other strip. You want to place that inside the fold just like what I'm showing you here. Then you want to secure this in place with a fabric clip. Then go ahead and stitch the remaining. And this is how mine turned out. And once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and finish this binding with slip stitch. So you want to start by securing your thread first. So you want to bring your needle through the edge under the seam. So you just want to take a little portion of your fabric. You don't need to poke to the front. This way you can hide the knot under the binding. Now go ahead and put your needle inside the fold of your binding and take a little portion as well there, and then slide your needle out through the fold as well and bring your thread through. Then you want to go back down. So basically you want to keep doing this all around. And once you've got to the corner here, you want to fold your binding and form that mitered corner. And once you've done, go ahead and make a knot. And then bring your needle inside the binding right where the knot is and go as far as you can go without poking the front, and then bring your needle out, pull your thread a little bit and then cut. So this way your tail end and your knot will be buried inside. When closing this, you want to fold the edge of the wallet towards the inside. This way it's going to add extra security. And that's all I have for you today, guys. Thumbs up if you like this tutorial, and I shall see you next time with another fun sewing project. Goodbye!